good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Welcome to another Morning Motivation with Marcus, and I'm going to ask you, what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? Why are you afraid of leaving? Why are you afraid of going forward? Why are you having fear to move forward? Why are you afraid? What are you afraid of? We're scared to leave the relationship. We're scared to not apply for the job. You're afraid of applying for the job. You're afraid of going forward in something that you want to do. You're afraid to start the business. You're afraid to try out for the team. You're afraid to get into a relationship. Why do you have the fear? You know, my father, Bishop Thomas Scott, says fear is simply false evidence appearing real. Yeah, he says fear is simply false evidence appearing real. We make up stuff in our mind. We make up stuff about what might happen, what could happen. What if it doesn't work out the way we want it to? What if I leave the situation and I can't handle it anymore? What if I leave the relationship and I can't find anybody else? What if I start this relationship and it turns out worse than the last one? What if I apply for the job and I don't get it? What if I apply for the promotion and I don't get it? What if I apply for the school and I don't get in? What if I apply for a particular project and it doesn't work out? What if I start the business and it fails? We have all these things going in our minds, this false evidence that we're telling ourselves what might not happen, or what could happen, or what's the worst possible thing. Why don't we change that and start looking at what could happen? What if it does work out? What if I do leave the relationship and I succeed abundantly, go over and beyond? What if I start the project and it turns out to be the best one ever? What if I start the business and it turns out to be a Fortune 500 company? What if I leave the relationship and I'm a better person? What if I start a relationship and it turns out to be the best thing I ever did? We have to stop thinking of what might not happen and start thinking about what could happen. You know, most people who write hit songs, most people who do hit movies didn't expect for the movie or the song to be as great as it did. Sylvester Stallone did Rocky. He didn't think Rocky in the beginning, in the first Rocky, would have a multi-series and be this big, huge conglomerate of a movie that has several spin-offs on it. On the first Rocky, he tried to sell it. And the only reason he didn't, he said, because they wouldn't allow him to play in the movie. Most hit songs that we hear to this day, they didn't expect it to be a hit song when they first wrote it. But they put it out anyway. They did it anyway. Let's stop having the fear today. Let's stop having the fear to move forward and think about the possibilities of what could happen. Let's not have the fear today. Let's stop having the fear today. And let's move forward with whatever idea, with whatever situation, with whatever business, whatever you want to pivot to this morning that you're afraid of. Let's move forward. Let's step out on faith and let's walk with the expectation that what if everything turns out great? What if everything turns out more than what we can expect? What if it's the best thing we've ever done was stepping out and not being afraid to move forward? All right, that's my time for today. Hey, listen, don't forget to subscribe, share, and like Marcus J. Scott 4040, Marcus J. Scott 4040. And until tomorrow morning, always have a heart of gratitude and the strength to keep moving forward. God bless you.
Hit the ground now, ready for the day. Strength comes from above, love will lead the way. Feet hit the ground now, ready for the day. Strength comes from above.